In this demonstration, we'll show you how the ways in which you can manage inventory inside of Dynamics 365 Business Central. So in this process of managing inventory, I have a few examples to highlight to you. We'll check the item availability. We will do the assemble to order, and then we'll leverage Business Central to predict our inventory needs. In the first scenario, on the check item availability, I've got a visual roadmap here to show you that we'll check the item availability, we'll create the purchase order, and then we'll confirm the purchase order. Let's go ahead and select the items. The item list provides an insightful and graphical way of looking at everything I have inside of inventory. It obviously displays the quantity on hand, and I can quickly access different views of that information. For example, the items by location. Again, quick access to where items are located. If I want to see this versus items in transit, right, I can slide the button under the Options tab. Notice the Mexico swivel chair and the Atlanta whiteboard currently have 10 units. I have the Atlanta whiteboard highlighted for you. Let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper into the planning. So I'll do the Alt Q or the search box, and I'll type in order planning. And recalling from the quick view, right, we had 10 whiteboards in stock. However, based on current demand, we are short 2, and we need to order to satisfy that demand. So we'll open up the item availability by menu. And again, although we don't currently manage our inventory in multiple locations, this capability is on display. Again, notice the requirement is 12. We have 10, so I need to order 2. Whereas if I select on the Mexico swivel chairs and review the item availability by location, you'll see that there are items in other locations. To save time, the user can generate the purchase order just with a single mouse click. And now notice the Atlanta whiteboard is no longer listed on the order planning window. To confirm the purchase order was created, I can open up the purchase orders, open the most recent purchase order, and there you see the 2 whiteboards were added to the purchase order along with the 4 chairs. So here I can post the purchase order, email the document to the vendor, and follow the standard receiving processes in Business Central. The next scenario is assemble to order. And I'm going to generate a purchase order based on current demand. So you can see here, I'm going to create the sales order, create the assembly, post the assembly order, and post the sales order. I'll create the new sales order, select the customer. I could either enter the information manually, or I could take advantage and engage with Copilot by asking the assistant suggest sales line items to enter that for me. So I'm going to type in the conference package 1 and then generate. And notice it entered the quantity for me. Now there isn't enough in inventory to satisfy the current demand. I can show the details here. And if I explode the bill of materials, to the right of the column titled the quantity to assemble order, you have the ellipsis. And now you see here the conference package is comprised of a few different items, including 1 hour of labor. So now I could, from the sales order, I can go ahead and search on the assembly order. And from here, by posting the assembly order, this places the kit into our inventory. Then, once that kit is complete, we can use that to be able to complete and post the sales order. Now that kit has been assembled, and now the user posts the sales order. The third scenario around managing inventory was using artificial intelligence to predict kind of our future outcome. So if I come onto the items page, one of the extensions or applications that are built into Business Central from Microsoft is the sales and inventory forecast. So here you can see I have my sales forecast looking really strong. However, when I switch to look at the purchase forecast, I'm going to be in some trouble and I need to think about resupply before we reach this 2 months from now. And so from there, I can go ahead and create the purchase invoice. And there's even smart notifications associated with this process or with this task. You can see that it recognizes that I am short on additional items that typically are supplied from this vendor. And do I want to add that to the document? I select yes. And again, notice the additional items are added to the purchase invoice. You can post it and then go through that process. So in this scenario around managing inventory, we showed you 3 different ways in which you can tackle that, whether it's checking the item availability, the assemble to order, or doing the predictive area around inventory needs.